The distress beacon pierced through subspace like a scream in the void. Ambassador Velkrin's 3 hearts hammered as she watched the KRYLL armada encircle their colony ship. 200,000 Iridian refugees, fleeing their dying sun, now trapped like insects in a web. "Send the SOS on all frequencies," she croaked, her translator struggling with the fear in her voice. "Someone, anyone, please." The communications officer's tendrils trembled. "Ambassador, the only response is from Sol 3. The Death World." Velkrin's blood ran cold. Everyone in the Galactic Council knew about Earth. A planet so hostile that its dominant species had evolved to hunt for sport, to run for hours without stopping, to heal from wounds that would kill most sentients. They called them humans, apex predators who had somehow developed spaceflight before wiping themselves out. The Council's official policy was simple: avoid them. "What do they say?" Velkrin whispered. "Just 2 words, hold on." 3 cycles passed. The KRYLL tightened their formation, their demands growing more violent. They wanted the Iridian genetic samples, the last hope for her species' survival. Velkrin had already decided she would rather die. Then, reality tore open. The quantum rupture was unlike anything in galactic standard travel. It was brutal, inefficient, and generated enough radiation to sterilize a small moon. Through it emerged something that made Velkrin's translator fail entirely, defaulting to the human language: a dreadnought. No, not a dreadnought. 37 dreadnoughts. The lead vessel was called Indomitable. Its hull was scarred from battles that predated faster-than-light travel, patched with armor from a dozen different conflicts. It was enormous, larger than some of the Council's space stations, bristling with weapons that looked less like precision instruments and more like clubs meant for brawling. "Attention KRYLL vessels," a human voice boomed across all channels. "You are in violation of Galactic Accord 47B, assault on a civilian vessel. Withdraw immediately or face consequences." The KRYLL Warmaster's response was predictable. "These are Deathworlders. We have 300 warships. You have brought mere dozens. Your bravado will—" The human commander cut him off. "You misunderstand. We didn't bring dozens. We brought enough." What happened next would be studied in military academies for generations. The humans didn't fight like the Council races, with elegant energy weapons and carefully calculated strategies. They fought like their planet had taught them, with overwhelming violence and absolute commitment. The Indomitable fired its main cannons. Kinetic weapons that simply launched metal at relativistic speeds. No shields could deflect them. No armor could withstand them. 3 KRYLL ships vanished in explosions of vaporized steel. The Dreadnought Yamato deployed fighters that didn't just shoot, they rammed enemy vessels, their pilots ejecting at the last second in pods that could survive atmospheric re-entry on Earth itself. The Mandela launched missiles that didn't explode but released thousands of tiny, self-replicating drones that tore enemy ships apart from the inside. The battle lasted 17 minutes. When the last KRYLL vessel limped away through emergency FTL, Velkrin could only stare at the human fleet in stunned silence. They had barely taken damage. The Indomitable hailed them again, and this time the voice was gentle. "This is Captain Sarah Chen. We're deploying rescue teams to assess your damage. Medical personnel are standing by. You're safe now." Tears ran down Velkrin's face. "Why? Why did you come? The Council teaches us to fear you." There was a pause. When Captain Chen spoke again, her voice carried something that the translator couldn't quite capture, something warm and fierce and utterly human. "Because you asked. Because someone needed help. Because a long time ago, we almost destroyed ourselves, and we decided that if we were going to be the scary ones in the galaxy, we might as well be scary to the right people." She continued, "Besides, we heard you were carrying children. On Earth, we have a saying. It takes a village to raise a child. I guess in space, sometimes the village needs dreadnoughts. As the human rescue ships approached, Velcrin understood something the Council had never grasped. Yes, humans were from a death world. Yes, they were dangerous beyond measure. But they had taken all that violence, all that capacity for destruction, and pointed it at something worth protecting. The SOS had been sent to Deathworlders. Thank the stars, the Deathworlders had answered.